Wow, hello, good morning, great people. How you doing this morning? This is the Business Online Visibility Show, and I'm your regular host, Joseph Philip, and this is episode 23 of the Business Online Visibility Show. This morning, it's all about appreciation. Yes, it's my birthday today, and it's a wonderful opportunity to be alive, sharing this immense value and sharing some of the things I've come to learn in so many years. Just give me some minutes while I invite my friends. I invite, hey, Biran Clark, good morning. Okay, this is good morning from Lagos, Nigeria. I don't know what time is it over there. Good morning. If you're there, please kindly say hi. This morning, I really want to say thank you to everyone who has been a part of the Business Online Visibility Show that have been holding or streaming online for close to 5 weeks now. This is the 6th week. Yeah, 7th week to be precise. And it's been a wonderful time sharing value and letting people know what business visibility is about online. Today, I want to share a little bit of my life story and want to encourage somebody out there. I want to encourage you. I want to share my life story with you. So if you're online, please kindly drop your comment. I want to share a little bit of my life story and to encourage you, no matter what it is that you're passing through, there's a whole lot of hope for you. And there's a whole lot of things you can still achieve while you are here on earth. If you are there, please kindly say hi in the comment section. I see one person. Already. Okay, so please share this video also. Hey, Mr. Victor. Mr. Victor, the data scientist. I mean, a customer data. Thank you very much. I appreciate you, sir. Thank you. Okay, so kindly share with your friends. I want to share my life story with you, and I believe that sharing this will actually encourage somebody. Please, if I'm audible enough, kindly let me know in the comment section if I'm audible enough. For those who will be catching this as a replay, please also share. Kindly share also. Give me some minutes. I'm trying to invite some of my friends to join me on this live stream. Just give me some minutes. Okay, I guess I'll just go. So I was born some years ago. Yeah, 82 over 3 decades now. And I finished my secondary school in 1999. Yes, that's about how many years ago now? That's about 18 years ago. And that same year, I got admission to the Polytechnic, Lagos State Polytechnic to be precise. And in year 2000, I also got admission to university, Lagos State University. Hey, Mrs. Adiola, how are your twins? I guess today is also their birthday, so I think we share the same birthday. I share the same birthday. I mean, your children share the same birthday with me. So they must Peter and Paul, right? I saw your post this morning. Hope I'm correct. Okay, If you are there watching this, kindly indicate in the comment section, kindly say hi. So as I was saying, I graduated from my secondary school in 1999, finished. Hey, thanks, Miss Adela. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. Thanks. So I got admission to study, though I finished as a science student, and got admission to study accountancy in the Polytechnic. Not that that was what I wished, but due to circumstances beyond my control, that's what I found myself studying. Switching from the sciences down to commercial was a whole lot of big time challenge for me. It was not easy. And then, being the first son, I didn't know so many things about life. There were so many things that I never knew, that I didn't know. So it was difficult for me. Yes, I share the same date with your twins. So your twins must pay Shakole, and they must pay for today. It's nice knowing that your twins are my birthday mates. So, switching from sciences to commercial was a very difficult thing for me. And I want to share this lesson. Please, parents, kindly know from a young age what your children are wired to become, what they are created to become. Thank God I passed through all I passed through, because I say that everything is now working for my good. I got admission to study accountancy in Lagos State Polytechnic, and there and then the following year I got admission to study management technology in Lagos State University. So I was in a form of confused state. I finished as a science student, went over to commercial, then went over to sciences again. And management technology is actually a fusion of sciences and commercial courses. So my admission to Lagos State Polytechnic actually helped while I was doing my management technology, because there were some courses I had already done in the Polytechnic that actually helped me. Umi Olua Tobiloba, thanks for joining this live stream. Thank you. Please kindly share this video with your friends. I believe they will learn. So I haven't gotten admission to LASU. That was in the year 2000. It was not a roller coaster, so to say. I was hustling between Lagos State Polytechnic and Lagos State University. There were some mishaps at one time or the other. There were times when lectures clashed, tests clashed, exams clashed. But all the same, I was able to continue. But one thing I didn't know was that I had a particular problem with me. And that is why life is more spiritual than physical. Whatever it is that happens in the physical is actually something that has been concluded in the spiritual. It's something that has been concluded in the spiritual. So whatever it is that is happening in the physical has a spiritual denotation, has a spiritual completion. So I never knew that Light Ministries Worldwide, thanks for watching. I never knew that I had this problem. Being a first son, you would agree with me that many first sons actually have challenges of succeeding in life. That's a general phenomenon. Many firstborns have, while their younger ones are succeeding at a faster rate, they find it very difficult succeeding. They find it challenging overcoming the trials and the battles of life. So this was the problem I had, and I never knew. And this problem was such that, being the firstborn of the house, I found it difficult to succeed academically. Yes, I finished secondary school, but my going to Lagos State Polytechnic was very, very difficult. Being that I had this battle, and what's the battle? One of the major battles I had then was, hey, Otem, thanks for watching. Mrs. Ruth, thanks for watching. Mr. Adesui, thanks for watching. Okay, so I never knew that I had this problem. And what was the problem? Starting something and not finishing. Starting things and not finishing. Some of us have this problem also. We start projects. We are enthusiastic about the projects, but we find out that we are not able to finish. That was one of the major problems I had. It was more of a spiritual problem for me, and I found it very difficult to overcome. And what did this battle actually cost me? It cost me my polytechnic education. I did not finish the polytechnic. I did not. I did not finish the polytechnic. Many people, yes, I went to the polytechnic, but I never graduated. Why? Because of this particular problem. I just get fed up at the edge of success, and I just give up. That was the battle I had. Giving up at the edge of success, just abandon everything. I did my ND1. My ND2 was with my 100 level in the university. I was shuttling both. So at the end of my ND, I had 2 carryovers. And I was meant to go back and write these exams, but I didn't go the 3rd year. And you know, the Polytechnic is actually, for national diploma, you have just 2 years, and you have just 2 more years to complete that program. So I didn't go the 3rd year. So the 4th year, I actually went back to school. I paid the school fees, but I never wrote the exams, and that was how I forfeited. I abandoned whatsoever, all my pursuit, all the sleepless nights, all the time, money, trying to get my polytechnic education. I abandoned everything. I consoled myself with the fact that I'm now in the university, that a BSc is actually greater than ND, not knowing that the same problem was waiting for me in the university. So how did this problem tail me up? And that's why, let me tell you, no matter how rich you are, how sensible you are, how academically acute you are, how intellectual you are, if you are not backed up by God, if God does not intervene in your life, if you don't have a strong spiritual backup, all those things will end up in failure. There are some people who find it easy at the beginning of their lives. They get everything. But when they get to their mid-ages, like around 40, 45, that's when the problems will start. And that's why you find so many people succeeding at the early stages of their lives. But when it gets to the evening session of their lives, they start receding, and up till they get, by the time they are dying, they die in penury. So when I got to university, I never knew that this same problem that stopped me from finishing my polytechnic was actually still there. So what I now did was I abandoned the polytechnic. I consoled myself with, I'm in university now, a BSc is greater than ND. And that was what I was simply telling myself, not knowing that when battles capture you, they have a way of conditioning your mind contrary to the truth. They have a way of making you think that you are sensible, but not knowing that they are driving you crazy, they are driving you senseless. So this continued. Myself and my mates, we got admission in 2000. We were supposed to finish in 2007. It was a 5-year course anyway, but with strikes here and there, we were to finish in 2007. So in 2007, when everybody was graduating, I knew I was never going to graduate because I had so many carryover courses. Not because I'm daft or not because I'm so academically backward, but I just find myself, I don't feel like doing things. I don't feel like, not knowing that it had a spiritual connotation. Check your life. There might be, you'll find a repetition of some particular things. There are some people who are affected by, who fall sick at periodic times, sometimes once a year, twice a year, 3 times a year, and those sicknesses come at specific times. Let me tell you, that's not something you treat with drugs. No, that's a spiritual attack. It is spiritual attack, and that's the truth. I'm telling you from experience. Some people have had the story of somebody whose husband is not, whose wife is HIV infected, and the husband is not. And the husband vowed that he knew that his wife was not promiscuous, and that he knew that the woman was not sleeping with anybody. But as a spiritual attack, those kind of spiritual attacks can actually come through food you eat in the dream, sex in the dream, eating in the wrong places, drinking water in the wrong places. There are so many spiritual spots or places that the devil has actually placed. Even places where you buy food, places where you buy raw ingredients. I've had the story of somebody who bought fish from a particular fish seller, a smoked fish and fish, fish. And by the time the person was carrying it, I think was boiling the fish started talking. He started talking. You might say it's superstition, but I want to tell you that there's more to it than meets the eye when it comes to life. There are so many things that go on in this atmosphere that if God should open your eyes to see them, you'll be surprised that the things are happening. You see people sleeping, going to bed without any sickness, and the next morning you hear that they have died. Most of these things are spiritual. And so many people take care of their physical bodies, but they don't take care of their spiritual life. They don't have a connection with God. They have not surrendered their lives to Jesus. They are just religious people going to church just for the sake of going to church. And I want to tell you, this cannot help you at all in life. I was also a religious person. I was not born again then. I was jumping. I was a religious person. So when when my mates finished in 2007, I had backlogs of carryovers. Like I said, not because I was dull. So what did I now do? Instead of me facing this battle squarely, you know what I console myself with? As at that time, I think I was, after school then, I started a computer training school. And little by little, I started making money, so to say. I remember one of my colleagues came to meet me. Kemi Osagboji now. She told me, she said, LASPO, they call me LASPO. The reason why they call me LASPO is because I attended LASPO Tech, Lagos State Polytechnic. So most of my colleagues in the university, or even up till now, they call me LASPO. That's the abbreviation for LASPO Tech. So she came to meet me in my office then, in my computer school. She said, LASPO, why don't you go back to school? Because just a select few knew what I went through or what my academic status was at there. You know what I told her? I said, look, both the person that graduated from university and the person that is doing his own business, all of them, it's all about money. And that I was already making money, so there was no need. That's how battles condition one. Hey, and Rames, thank you very, very much. I appreciate you. And good job you are doing with the Enterprise Hub. Keep it up. I appreciate you. So, I hope somebody's listening, and if you are following me, kindly let me know. Comment in the comment section. Say something in the comment section. You are learning something. So, during this time, I was working, doing my computer school. So many people ask me, how am I so skilled in these things I do, web design, email marketing, all this stuff? I learned all this during my period I was not in school, when I started my own computer training school. And this computer training school, I started in 2007, June 4, 2007. I can't forget, it was on a Monday. I can't forget. And I started with no money. I had just one computer system, a Pentium 1 system. All these computer systems with big monitors. That was what I started with. And gradually, little by little, I began to get more. I had one student on the first day. By the second week, I had 2 students. So it grew and grew. So by 2010, which was already 3 years, by 2010, the turning point for me was actually this. The turning point that made me go back to school was when my own younger brother, who I am 2 years older than, I was in SS3 then, when he was in SS1, so I finished secondary school before him, I got admission before him. Even spent some years before he got admission. But when he finished, he graduated from the university and was going for his National Youth Service. That was when something struck inside of me that I need to take action. I need to do something about my life. And so I had somebody working with me in my office then. So what did I do? I just handed over the office to him. And I made up my mind. And that's why every change that you want in life is actually a function of the decision you make. And that decision has to be qualitative, not quantitative. It has to be qualitative. So I now made up my mind one day, and I told myself, I had never been to a prayer mountain. Even up till now, I've never gone to a prayer mountain. But I made up my mind that same day that I would leave home. It was on a Sunday, I think, yes, that I was going to leave home and not come back. I had 1,000 plus. That was in 2010. I had 1,000 plus with me then, 1,000 naira plus. That I was going to go to a prayer mountain. That anywhere the transport fare took me to, or anywhere it got to, any prayer mountain it can take me to. That is the prayer mountain I will stay. I will not come back until God intervenes in my matter. Hey, Bisala, good morning. How you doing? How's your family? Thanks for coming up and watching this live stream. So, please kindly share this video also. Please do share. So I made up my mind that I wasn't going to come back until God intervened in my situation. And so I set out of the house. I headed over the office to my assistant working with me then. I set out of the house and I went left. I'd never been to a prayer mountain, but the first place I went to was my uncle's place. He's now my pastor. If you see me sharing the post of Pastor Gabriel Joseph, Pastor Gabriel Seveho Joseph, that's my pastor. It's my maternal uncle. So I made up my mind then. Okay, I now went to see him. I told him, sir, this is what I'm passing through. This is. I told him about my problems. He just smiled. That's what he does. He just smiles. He just smiled and told me that if he told me to pray, would I pray? I said I was ready. So after that, and I went to Coach Sam Obafemi of Soka. If you can check him up, Sam Babatunde Obafemi. I went to his house then at around close to Luz. Then he was still in Lagos, not in Abuja. That is now. He was in Lagos then. I went to his house because I had earlier met him at a particular training organized by Pastor Yofadumiye some time ago. So I went there and I told him about my problems. He counseled me that day. I remember his wife, Funke Felicia Obafemi, if I'm right, if I'm correct, yes. She treated me well that day. And so my pastor had already told me that beginning Monday, I was going to start a 7-day white fasting prayer program. So that Monday morning, I left. I went back to my pastor, and he had already given me the prayer point. So I went. He now told me to go somewhere. I went there. He told me to go to a particular church, Christ Apostolic Church, TPP, is in Obadore. So I went there, and I started the prayers. Nobody knew where I was. Nobody knew where I was. And that's when it comes to the issues of life, you need to settle it personally with God. Battles of life is not something that you now involve others in. It's a personal battle and you have to fight it yourself. You know what you are passing through. You don't expect somebody to. And that's why we have so many fake prophets who are actually making money off lazy people who don't want to take responsibilities for their own problems. So what I now took up, he gave me the prayer points. I went there and I observed the fasting. That was in 2010 in March. I can't forget. Then after I finished the fast, I remember during the fasting I was eating fufu, just fufu and I think fufu and smoked fish. Yes, I can remember then. So after the fasting, when I went back to his church on Sunday, the church where I am now, Calvary and the Bible Church, Warfare Tent, he now told me how to undergo deliverance, and that week was deliverance week. And in the deliverance session, you're actually going to do dry fasting for 3 days. Then the remaining days you fast 6 to 6. That was the first time in my life I would go through dry fasting. So from the last time I ate was Sunday night. So we broke the dry fasting on Wednesday afternoon after our weekly interdenominational solutional prayer program. And that deliverance actually marked the turning around of my life. That was where things began to turn around for me. Things began to turn around for the best for me. And little by little, I began to discover that, yes, my life could actually make a meaning. So that 2010, I went back to school. Going back to school was hard. I went back to school, wrote series, retroactive suspension, retroactive resumption, paid school fees. I did 2 extra years. But to God be the glory, in 2010 and 2012, August 2012, I graduated. Because for the course, if it's a 5-year course, you have 5 extra years to complete the course. So by the time I went back to school in 2010, my studentship had already elapsed. The same thing that happened to me in Last Protect would have happened to me also. My studentship had already elapsed. So, but thank God through prayers and dedicated focus and through the support of the man of God, Pastor Gabriel Joseph, whom God has tremendously used for me to turn my life around. I was among those granted amnesty by the school to complete their studentship. So in August 2012, I finished my degree program. So from December 2010 to August 2012, that was 11 years and 8 months, roughly 12 years. So for a 5-year course, I actually spent 12 years finishing it. But I really thank God, because, and that's why I'm doing this appreciation video today, because whatsoever it is that you see me teach you, whatsoever value you see me provide, it's not by my own making. It's God that has given me the grace. It's God that has turned my life around. And during those years, 2007, 2010, when I didn't go to school, I was running my computer training program. I was teaching students. I have trained over 60 students, over 50 during those years, 2007, 2012. So in December 2012, that was when I now closed the computer school as I was going for service. So I was just 1 month away from being 30. Then I was just 1 month away from being 30 years. Hey, how did you marry? Longest time. How you doing? It's been ages. Ages. How you doing? Thanks for showing up here. I really appreciate you. Now, how do you marry? Bisolawa Ogwen? They are actually my secondary school colleagues. We went to the same secondary school. So in 2012, August, I finally graduated, just 1 month shy of being 30. Just 1 month away, and assuming I'd been 30 by then, I would have not been eligible for National Youth Service. And so, even my parents were asking me, "Would you still go for service now that you're 30?" And whatsoever. I said I would still go, because I was just 29 years 11 months away. 29 years 11 months when I graduated. And when it comes to National Youth Service, it's actually the year you graduated, not the year you go for service. So in March, I think in February also, had my convocation. It was a very splendid time. And in March 2013, I went for my National Youth Service in Katsina State. That was a miracle all by itself again, because my thought I never thought that I would have the opportunity of even going for service or even going to the north. But I thank God all throughout that time in the north I spent there. It was favor all through. I had challenges, yes, but it was favor all through. Right from the time while I was in camp, I had the opportunity of speaking to close to 2,000 students during one of the lectures that was during, and aside that, during the skill acquisition and entrepreneurship development week, Said week, I actually facilitated, I think 3 or 4 days, 3 days. I was given the opportunity to facilitate for 3 good days, and it was a very wonderful time. And people were asking me, wow, how was it possible for you to acquire all the skills? Now, what I want to point to you or share with you this morning, one of the lessons I want you to take from this broadcast is this: no matter what it is you are passing through, keep your head up. Don't lose hope. Majorly, find out the solution. There are solutions for you. Ask. The Bible in Matthew 7 verse 7 says, ask and you shall receive. Seek and you shall find. Knock and it shall be opened unto you. If you don't ask, you can't receive. If you don't seek, you can't find. If you don't knock, it shall not be. Mr. Jube Ojomo, thanks for joining. I really appreciate it. Thanks for coming online to watch this live broadcast on this birthday anniversary. Thank you very much. I really appreciate you. The articles you share in the Skill Acquisition Academy group. Thank you very much. So, the bottom line of what I'm trying to pass across is this: no matter what your problems are, there's a solution. If I could graduate from university after 11 years and 8 months, then tell me, what's the problem you're having that God cannot solve? God, through Calvary Army Bible Church, Warfare Dent, using his servant Pastor Gabriel Joseph, actually helped my life turn around. I went for service, I served in the north, and I did well. I got a letter of recommendation. I did more than what the average person could do. It was all by the power of God, and here am I today. And when I came back, I was actually supposed to look for a job. I was actually doing that. But God told me that I should not look for a job, and that was why all my desire for looking for a job just stopped. And thereafter, Music was what I originally wanted to do, but because of lack of good advice or advisors during my transition from GSS 3 to SS1, I missed it, and that was how I went for sciences. And so I was able, by the time I didn't look for work again, I stopped all my CVs, application or whatever, job application, submission, and all of that. God now gave me the opportunity to go back to music college. I went to Peter King College of Music and I studied music. And that really made me transit from being an amateur to a professional. Okay, and that has been my life story in just some few minutes. And right now, I really want to appreciate everyone who has been a part of my life, who has been there for me, my father, my mother, my siblings, all my siblings, Femi, Bori, Kemi, Phoebe, and my pastor, Pastor Gabriel Sebehel Joseph. God has used him a whole lot, and his family to turn around my life. Whatever it is you see me share, the ability you see me to do one thing or the other has all been by God's grace. And so I want to encourage you out there this morning, no matter the problems you are passing through, don't just look at them like that. There are some problems you are facing in your place of work. There are some problems that you are facing in your family, in your marriage. Most of these problems are not physical. They are more spiritual. Anything that happens in the spiritual has a physical. Anything that happens in the physical has a spiritual connection. And that's why you need to be spiritual. And spiritual is of two sides, either the positive or negative. Positive God, negative devil. If you go to have spiritual backup or spiritual support via the devil, it will give it to you, but know that the interest will not be repayable, even either by you or by default your coming generation. So to everyone who has been a part of my life, I want to say thank you. All my secondary colleagues, all the people who I've met all throughout life. It's been a wonderful time. Pastor Gabriel Joseph has been a monumental pillar that God has used for my life. So I want to appreciate everyone, and I also want to appreciate you for taking your time out to listen to my life story during this special time. And to everyone that is watching, I have my birthday offer, and you can check it. I'll post it in the comment section. It's my birthday offer to get some of my online courses at a ridiculous, not at a massively discounted fee of 2,000 naira, 97 naira. And I'll share the link. You'll be able to get those courses. Those courses will transform your life. They will change your life, and they will help improve your business, make you acquire the skills that you need in order to become better. So I want to appreciate you, everyone who has been a part of my life journey. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate you, and to everyone who has watched this live broadcast, I really appreciate you. Please kindly share this video, and God bless you until I come your way again. Mr. Nicholas, you are just joining, then you can kindly replay. Thank you. You have been a part of my life journey also. Thank you. I appreciate you very much. To all my clients that I've serviced in the past, and to the ones I'm still going to service in the future, I really want to appreciate you, and I want to say thank you. Imela Eshe Nagode, so say merci beaucoup. From me, it's bye for now. I'll see you in another episode of the Business Online Visibility Show. God bless you.